Here.
Welcome back to MBU React. Today we are checking out more
Secret Galaxy or whatever.
Secret Galaxy, the failure of Mummies Alive, a largely forgotten series. Boy, I used to watch Mummies Alive before school.
I used to watch that shit before school every time it was on. That shit used to hit.
Mummies. I watched it randomly. I was like, oh, this is decent.
I randomly turned to Channel 8 one day and that shit was on before I went to school. Because, you know, I used to be like MTV and shit, listen to music. I turned that shit on. It was on. I said, they fighting in this moment. This shit kind of hidden.
They transformed like those Rangers.
Yep. And I've been watching that shit since.
Is it the mummies? Turning into mummies. I don't even know the words like that, but it hit at the end. Mummies alive. Shout out, because it was fire. It had a fire concept. I wish they bring it back and just continue it for real. Like they did Thundercats. Thundercats was decent when they brought it back. But anyway, this is Tree. I'm Green, and let's check out Mummies Alive.
An animated series 3,500 years in the making with a director too young to know the meaning of impossible. A story about martial arts masters banded together like rigor mortis Power Rangers. A show infused with the spirits of those that came before. Hi, I'm Dan Larson, and this is the history of Mummies Alive.
Man.
Thank you to Magic Spoon for sponsoring this video. Click the link in the description below and use code TOYGALAXY for $5 off your order today. There's a lot of things about being an adult that they don't tell you as a kid.
Skip through this today. This time.
One, Casual Friday only applies to the dress code, not how long your shift is.
Two,
a ride in the car. Mummies Alive is an animated series that ran one season of 42 episodes from September to November of 1997, produced by Deke Entertainment in partnership with Ivan Reitman. It's the spiritual successor to the real Ghostbusters, except in this case, the ghosts are the good guys. Presley Carnavan is a kid who recently found out a secret. He was one.
We don't get that type of shit no more. 42 episodes for one season.
8 or 12.
They do not let us get long seasons no more. They be
maximum 24, 25.
That shit, we barely be getting that now.
That's why I say maximum is 24, 25. We ain't getting no 50.
That shit is crazy.
No 40 ball, we ain't getting that. We ain't getting no 40 ball.
Giving us 8 to 12 episodes, like you can't even get going for real on that shit.
Just feeding it.
We need to start
pharaoh in the time where Egyptians ruled the world. Or rather, he's the reincarnation of the
most money out of the littlest
Ramses from the time when Egyptians ruled the
Come
world.
on now, like...
See, thousands of years ago, the evil sorcerer Scarab killed Prince Ramses, son of the then pharaoh Amenhotep, imbuing Scarab with what he thought was everlasting life. Unfortunately for him, good for everyone else, Scarab was locked away in a tomb for nearly 3,500 years and his power began to wane. Accidentally released and revived, he is back on the streets today in San Francisco, searching day and night for the new Ramses so that he may once again consume his life force and finally become truly immortal. But Presley has 4 guardians to protect his very life, mummies from 1525 BC.
You didn't see them
they are 4 guardians living life after death with the ability to summon even greater powers in the fight against
they didn't see them boobs on
When
whole
each
girl?
of the guardians speak the words with the strength of Ra, they become even stronger and protected by shining gold armor. Jakal is the leader with the power of the falcon. Wrath is the smart one with the power of the snake. Armin is the tough one with the power of the ram. Nefertina is the girl one with the power of the cat. But Scarab can summon additional power as well, transforming himself into a super-powered armored beetle form that allows him to fly while he commands an army of mindless constructs called Shapti. He's waited thousands of years to achieve immortality. Now is his chance to finish the job. Nothing can stand in his way except the mummies. Hanging by the Frisco Bay, mummies, they're gonna save the world today. The Egyptian way.
They're in there as long as you've been in there.
In 1995, Deke animation head Andy Hayward took his family on vacation. Part of their trip was a stop at the British Museum in London, England, where the whole family took in the spectacle of a newly curated exhibit focused on ancient Egypt, specifically mummies. According to Joy Koshgin, then president of Worldwide Merchandising and Sales at Deke, Hayward's kids, quote, went crazy over the mummies. Hayward knew that if his kids were into mummies, then perhaps other kids would be too. Ancient Egypt and mummies as pop culture characters were back in vogue in the 90s thanks to several factors that were different from their rise in popularity during the 80s thanks to MTV and the Bangles song Walk Like an Egyptian. Despite the fact that X-rays and CAT scans had been in use to examine mummies since the 70s, technology had finally reached a point in the early 90s where file sizes were small enough and resolution was high enough to make it an effective tool in the study of mummification, prompting researchers to revisit historic discoveries of the past. On top of that, an incredible sight of 252,000-year-old mummies in mint condition, called the Valley of the Golden Mummies, made headlines in 1996. That discovery and subsequent analysis helped broaden the understanding of the process while inspiring new questions about the religious and cultural significance of
You know how gentle you gotta be with something like that? Nigga, the wrong move and that shit gonna crumble.
The whole mummy face.
I could not do that shit. That shit gotta be tedious and that shit is gonna blow me, bro.
Cause you gonna get irritated and you go back do a little harder and just crumple.
That nigga used, he was doing this, nigga. You know how long he had to do that? Nigga hand probably got carpal tunnel right now. That nigga shit probably like this right now.
Nigga sweat like a bug standing there.
I know that nigga had problems now. But yeah, nah. You got all this off of just a trip to the UK is crazy. Now you rolling in the dough.
Definitely rolling in money.
Because Mummies Alive was a good, even though it was only one season. I thought it was two.
The 1993 Goosebumps broke the curse of the Mummy's tomb, and its 1994 sequel, Return of the Mummy, introduced Prince Koru, who would go on to be featured on a variety of Goosebumps licensed merchandise, and Legend of the Lost Tomb, starring Stacy Keach and Rick Rossovich, aired on Showtime in 1997. And it was likely the 1995 Shaw and Nicholson exhibit at the British Museum that set Hayward and his children's imaginations on fire. Artifacts that were showcased in conjunction with the publication of the Dictionary of Ancient Egypt, written by Ian Shaw and Paul Nicholson to establish uniform English terminology for the study of ancient Egypt and related artifacts. But all that aside, the real reason the exhibit got Deke head Andy Hayward so excited was that it was the pitch that finally reunited Deke with longtime production partner Ivan Reitman. See, back in 1984, Reitman's Ghostbusters movie kicked off a licensing empire that yielded merchandise across the spectrum and made a lot of people a lot of money. Deke was one of the beneficiaries of Ghostbusters' success, and since the end of Deke's The Real Ghostbusters cartoon in 1991, after 141 episodes, they had been working to find a new project to reincarnate that magic. Mummies was the pitch that Reitman finally agreed to. Reitman wasn't an easy sell. What closed the deal was Reitman experiencing the same excitement that Hayward experienced. In 1996, Hayward brought Reitman and his kids to a similar mummy exhibit in Los Angeles, at which point they too
went crazy over the mummies.
Deke finally had a production partner with Reitman. Hasbro signed on as their toy partner. They were already shopping the project network.
That's what that man said.
Huh?
You hear the cha-ching guy here? Yes, I do.
I ain't mad at him though.
That man had an epiphany when he went there.
Hasbro signed on as their toy partner. They were already shopping the project to networks. The last thing they had to do was make the show.
Mummies Alive! We're unwrapping for action, and you've got to be there. We've got ancient magic and great powers.
Had a car.
But the fun is all new, and so is the action. You haven't seen anything like it for 3,500 years.
They shouldn't have been able to know how to drive.
Right here on this station. Mummies Alive.
Weekday mornings at 8, only on UPN 38.
In 1996, Seth Kearsley was fresh out of Cal Arts, just beginning his career in animation. At 23, he had already worked as a production artist on The Max and The Simpsons. He was working for Disney when he got the call for a potential producer-director job. According to Kearsley, he'd never even been employed as a full-time board artist, so he didn't think there was a chance in hell he would get a showrunner gig. But he met with the head of development at Deke, who outlined a hellish schedule. 42 half-hour episodes in a year and a half, launching 2 a week until about halfway through, when it would increase to 3 a week. One director. Kearsley knew how pre-production worked, but not coordinating with a Korean studio. He understood making a show in theory, but had no idea how difficult it was actually going to be. They asked him if he could do it, and he said yes, assuming that if he failed, they would have no one to blame but themselves. To Kearsley's disbelief, Deke called his bluff, and he threw himself into the fire, making mistakes, learning as he went, living at the studio, leaning on the veterans that were brought in to get the show made. Kearsley was surrounded by a team that were fans of 80s cartoons, things like Thundercats and Silverhawks. They wanted to make that kind of show. As he put it, the show we would have sat watching on a Saturday morning with a bowl full of sugary cereal. Heck, two of the writers, Eric and Julia Lewald, were fresh off their run with Disney's Gargoyles animated series, bringing over their hyper-specific experience writing for a show about supernatural guardians from the past, reawakened in modern times, who use their everlasting undeath to foil the attempts of an evildoer to achieve the same level of immortality. Mummies Alive featured Dale Wilson as the voice of Jakal, Scott McNeil as Wrath, Graham Kingston as Armin, and Cree Summer as Nefertina. Gerard Plunkett countered them each week as the voice of Scarab.
You know who we need? Cree Summer.
That was a good pickup too.
Now that I think about it, that is her voice. I'm like,
she is in a lot of stuff.
Royalty,
a lot.
Kearsley's desire to get the band Gravity Kills to write a theme song for the series was overruled, even though they actually cut a demo. Instead, Deke brought in Ron Wasserman, the same Ron Wasserman who composed the theme song for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. The hellish schedule proved to be no match for the youthful determination of Kearsley and team. All 42 episodes of Mummies Alive were distributed through Claster Television and aired weekdays on the WB, UPN, and Fox affiliates throughout the U.S. between September and November of 1997. Unfortunately, the ratings did not meet the standard of crazy over the mummies that networks were hoping for. 42 episodes was far short of recapturing that Ghostbusters magic, prematurely ending plans for a second season. That said, Mummies Alive took on a second life after death, rebroadcast as part of the Bobot Kids Network into the year 2000, and returned again in 2004 on the Deke Kids Network block. Mummies Alive was produced in partnership with Hasbro, who released a full complement of 5-inch action figures and vehicles under their Kenner branding.
Nice.
Wave 1 included Jakal, Armin, Scarab, each with power-up armor, and a Shabti trooper with a firing javelin missile. Carrying on the spirit of Kenner's real Ghostbusters toys from the 80s were Fright Features or Fright Sight versions of Jakal and Wrath. Similar to their Ghostbusters counterparts, they appear to be normal-facing figures, but squeeze their legs and a mechanism triggers a scary face reveal. Vehicles included the Hot Ra, which Kearsley says was inspired by Hasbro's G.I. Joe Ram motorcycle, a favorite of his when he was a kid,
crazy.
the Nihilator jet cycle, and the Skycophagus. Bravo to the folks who picked the names. If there's one thing we respect around
some good
here,
names,
it's
though.
commitment to the bit.
Shit right there. Goddamn.
A second series of figures was only released in the UK and parts of Europe after the show was canceled, making them much harder to find. Wave 2 included Nefertina and Presley, who were left out of Wave 1, a Fright Sight version of Armin. Other figures like Fright Sight Scarab and Wrath were planned, but never released. If you missed Mummies Alive back in the 90s, the first 3 episodes were released as a movie called The Legend Begins on VHS in 1998. The first 4 episodes were released on VHS and DVD in 2001 and again in 2003. You can stream all 42 episodes online from various services, or the first 18 episodes from Wildbrain officially here on YouTube. In September of 2022, Mummies Alive producer and director Seth Kearsley posted a video to his YouTube channel reflecting on the 25th anniversary of the series. Since he worked on Mummies Alive, he's been leveling up, directing feature films like Adam Sandler's 8 Crazy Nights in 2002 and TV series like Take 2 with Phineas and Ferb in 2011. In fact, many of the young talents that helped bring Mummies Alive to life have moved on to become showrunners, writers, and producers in their own right. But the thing that stands out for Kearsley in his time on Mummies Alive are the fans that have continued to cherish the show long after its cancellation. Should the opportunity ever come up, he would love to revisit and reboot, roll in some computer-generated graphics to give it a toon style, but still be able to do more dynamic camera movement. But it's out of his hands, and he has no idea who actually has the rights. Could be Wildbrain, could be Disney, could be Hasbro, could be the Montecito Picture Company owned by the late Ivan Reitman's son, Jason. Could be you. Kearsley says in his video that if he were to hear someone propose a schedule today similar to the one they executed for Mummies Alive, 42 half-hour episodes in a year and a half, he would think they were crazy. And he would say there's no way that can be done.
No way. Not this time. No, not this time. Pure fiction. It's fiction. It's fiction. No way. Not a chance. Not this time. It's an urban legend that never happened.
Perhaps that's the wisdom of age talking, the hard-earned value of experience working within the system, but it was magic that brought the Mummies to life in the first place, and it would be magic to bring them back again today. Or perhaps a young animator crazy over the Mummies who doesn't know the meaning of impossible. Thanks for watching. Please hit like and subscribe if you're not already a subscriber.
Right,
Thank you very much to those of you who already are. If you're in the position to help the channel grow, if you would like early access to the videos, ad-free, as well as behind-the-scenes
you keep bringing back
projects and
stuff I
exclusive
want to
monthly
watch
podcasts about the show, Please visit our Patreon at
It didn't get enough ratings.
patreon.com/ToyGalaxy and let us know in the comments down
The
below.
ratings. Here goes some more bread. Here goes some more bread. Do what I say.
I admit that if it weren't for people asking us to cover this series over the years, I might not have known it existed myself. But I will also admit
I'm not going to write none of it. I'm going to just be like, here.
How much it played as a straight
You wrote it. Finish it, brother. Finish your
I don't know what I
story.
was expecting. Night at the Museum, Brendan Fraser's The Mummy, Tom
Make sure that
Cruise's The
animation
Mummy.
top notch.
Probably something closer
I
to
want
the
Cree
Scorpion
Summer
King,
back.
but the one at the end of The Mummy Returns, the CGI thing.
Yeah, I can't
can
have
honestly
access
say
to
Mummy's Alive is
generational
better
wealth
than
because
that.
I'm be doing ish like that.
Cut.
I'm going to damn near create my own Power Rangers. Because there's definitely many seasons that they did not do on Power Rangers. And they made Alien Rangers. The Alien Rangers was really ninjas, and they made them Alien Rangers. That was kind of weird, but hey, it is what it is. We didn't know no difference at the time. But now when I look at their suits, I'm like, their suits are Shinobi ninja suits now. When I look at them now, I'm like, they were obviously ninja suits. They are obviously ninja suits now. I'm like, yeah, we had kid goggles on. Because we definitely was like, oh, the Alien Rangers. No, they're ninjas. They said they was scared to change the suits. And that's what led to almost the fall of Power Rangers, because you're idiots. Bunch of idiots running Power Rangers, but it was. But anyway, man, let us know how you feel about it. Did you care about Mummies Alive? Did you not? I love Mummies Alive.
I
watched
fucked
it.
with Mummies Alive. I
I
will
rocked
still
with
go
it.
back
I
and
was
watch
cool.
it now.
It was it was magic, martial arts, boxing. Yeah, it was funny that they had ancient vehicles, but hey, it is what it is. It's a show. The dude with the one arm for a little bit, he was my favorite dude with one arm, because I was like, oh, I like the mechanical arm, but I don't know, it was my favorite. He looked the coolest to me at the time, but everybody had their own swag though.
I would say everybody did have their own.
Everybody had their own swag, even the girl. I was like, her shit cold. I think she was the only one that her shit was black. I was like, ooh, that's hard. The kid didn't get no power up. I think he had powers. But
I know he had that arrow, the bow and arrow. That's all I know.
I can't remember if he had powers or he just was a descendant.
Yeah, I think he was a descendant. I think he might have had. He had to have some type of magical something because he was using that.
Yeah.
That bow and arrow, and that bow and arrow, that arrow was lit up. So
Facts. That's true. Yeah, I definitely gotta rewatch Mummies Alive. It might be on YouTube or Tubi, but I'm gonna find it because I need to know, because that was hot.
We talk about Mummies Alive a lot. If y'all don't ever pay, if y'all pay attention, we do bring it up in certain videos.
Mummies Alive. And I didn't even know I had 42 episodes.
I didn't either.
I'm finna go back and watch all 42.
I thought it was 2 seasons. And again, it was just one
It was
long
just
ass
one long
season.
Like a long time ago. You think there's two? They at least got 2 seasons. No, it was just one 40-ball season.
But that's back when we used to get a lot of episodes.
50. They try to go 100. I think the first Power Rangers was like
Power Rangers was over 100.
the first season.
The first one, yeah.
Before they second balled that. But yeah, Mummies Alive. I think got an audience. You just bring it back better, and obviously it's gonna be better animation. Keep the story the same. Buddy wants whatever, and you can make it more grown up if you want to.
You don't have to put it on TV. It's hella streaming services now, or if you want to just bring it on YouTube.
Especially now, I do remember that Godzilla cartoon. I just see it in that corner. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's from the 2000 movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
But anyway, man, like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know we post, because we post 2 to 3 videos every day, sometimes even 4. And you can check us out right here at MBE Reacts at 12 p.m., 4 p.m., 8 p.m. Central Time. You can always check us out right here. Go check out the playlist with over 2K videos. You'll find a playlist you like. But anyway, this is Tree. I'm Green. This is MBE Reacts. And of course, we'll be back with more reactions. We'll holla at y'all later, man. Peace.